Greetings.
The Lord be with you. What do you...
There's something else I need to know about. What do you know about this apparition?
Stanislav, the herds boy. He comes running into the village that night, all terrified, saying he'd seen a rider from hell in Apollonia. And the very next night, it appeared in the rocks below the road to Tahov. There's this conciliatory stone cross there. And the next day, it was at a funny angle. There's some devilry in it for sure.
And it was the herds boy who saw it by the cross, or someone else?
The apothecary's wife, Gerda. Ask her yourself. She's not been herself ever since, poor woman.
Where can I find the herds boy?
Stanislav has a sheep pen in the meadow beyond the Troskovitz graveyard, right above the big crossroads outside Apollonia.
How do I get to the hermit?
You're asking for trouble, lad. You go through Apollonia, along the path, below the rocks, till you reach the point where it crosses the stream. And from there, you take the path uphill to the left, leading into the rocks.
Who's this hermit fella, anyway?
No one knows. He settled in the rocks a few years back. Folk used to go to him for various healing ointments or advice.
And what has he got to do with this apparition?
Well, he was at death's door recently, bedridden, and then suddenly he's got his health back. Just like that. And he's like a different man since then. He sends everyone who goes to see him packing. Mark my words. He sold his soul to the devil to get better. And the devil sometimes comes here on the prowl for unwary souls.
Where did these peculiar monks come from?
Hard to say, but they rode in on well-fed horses.
Monks on horseback? That's definitely odd.
Well, Bashka the Butcher says they came from the bishop about that diabolical apparition. In short, the Inquisition.
What's the latest news, innkeeper?
Nothing much, and I hope it's...
Can I spend the night?
I'll pay you well, if you let me spend...
For a few groschen, the...
Let's agree on a price. Is this enough?
Look, offer a bit more and we can make a deal. Agreed. Like I said, you can sleep on the hay, but don't go wandering about my house.
Here it comes.
Lord be with you.
I'd like to ask you about something.
No, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Go away, please.
Wait, Gerda. I didn't come to mock you. On the contrary, I want to help you.
Really?
I believe you really did see something. But I want to know what it really was.
So, what do you want me to tell you?
Relax, Gerda. Have a think, and then tell me what happened.
It was the day before yesterday. I was picking marshmallow roots above the rocks. It grows by the cross there, near the big dry tree not far from the road to Tahov. I didn't get home till after dark when I suddenly realized I didn't have my knife.
So you went back to the cross?
God have mercy. He hopped up right out of the ground in front of me. He was all in black and he was grinding his teeth. I started to scream. There was something glinting in the dark and this clanking sound, and I just turned and scarpered.
That's all?
At one point I turned around and I saw a dark shadow darting across the field. Proper flying along it was, like the devil, and heading straight to Apollonia.
What's this place where you saw the apparition?
It's a conciliatory cross, erected in the memory of some innocent's death. They say some years ago, a young fella killed himself on account of an unhappy love affair. He jumped from a cliff.
And the day after you saw the apparition, the cross was at an angle?
Aye, all askew. Everyone here saw it. I didn't go back. I can't.
Don't worry, Gerda. Nobody's going to make fun of you anymore. I'll find out what it was all about and what you really saw there.
What do you think happened?
I don't know yet, but you needn't fear. Everything will get cleared up soon.
Thank you. By all the saints, thank you. But please, come and tell me how it turned out. I'll make it worth your while.
Gerda really did see something.
Hans! Hans! It's me! You still owe me for the stuff from
Look, friend,
If you're broke, just...
you're Joachim, aren't you?
I knew it, see?
But my name's not Hans.
Why play around like...
For the last time, I am not Hans!
Oh, well, I'm sorry. You're the spitting image of him. Well, I'll be sure...
How much does this Hans...
I gave him some of my wares to take. I'd give him half the proceeds from the trip. I mean, it's not a lot.
I have to go.
All right, farewell then. God grant you health.
I hear you saw some diabolical apparition.
Was it the bailiff who sent you? Or old Croper?
No. I want to go to Apollonia to see Amber. I've heard talk he's somehow linked to that apparition. So I need to know what you saw that night.
Why do you want to know? Forget that shit, pal. It reeks of fire and brimstone.
Want a swig of schnapps? Or two, maybe?
If it's any good, I won't say no. Show it here.
It's just that I don't have anything on me.
Don't offer what you haven't got. I was looking forward to it.
How was it with the
Leave me be.
Do you want to roast in hell and choke on sulphur?
But I didn't do anything.
You're not caring well for your immortal soul.
I don't know. One time I carried a lamb all the way to Uyezd for the parish priest. All right, it was the bailiff what asked me to do it, but the good father gave me communion for it. I'm not afraid for my soul, so there's no point trying to scare me with hell.
How was it with...
Leave me be.
I know how to deal with evil spirits.
Of course.
Say after me. Vade retro satana.
Vade retro satana.
Vade retro satana. Remember that. You just have to say it, and you'll drive away the devil.
My God, what a spell. It's clear you know your stuff. What did you want to know?
What exactly did you see that night at the crossroads?
A diabolical apparition. A black rider on a black horse flew into Apollonia. His eyes glowed, and his horse was black as charcoal. He turned this way and that a couple of times at the crossroads, and then darted off into the rocks. To the hermit's place, I'm sure.
He turned this way and that. That's strange. Would the devil not know the way?
I'm telling the truth. Gerda from the apothecary saw him too.
But the hermit helps people, though, doesn't he?
Aye, he did. Only now they're saying he was at death's door and sold his soul to the devil. And that was the horseman.
Why? Why would the old man have sold his soul to the devil and then kept living as a pauper in his hut?
Who knows what's going on in them rocks? Some devilish trickery for sure. Farewell, my friend.
You silly doggy.
Carry on, then.
And what's that? Greetings, lad. What brings you here?
How are things?
What would you like to hear?
Well, Troskovitz isn't exactly a small...
And why shouldn't they be? I think we can especially...
And what's your lord...
Von Burgau, just like his chamberlain...
Who's this chamberlain?
Ulrich von Schaumburg manages the... You see, as the royal... So Ulrich is...
Are you from...
No,
So what are you doing?
The plague. The plague took most of my rail of thrush, offered me a...
Greetings. Do you need something?
Do you know anything about...
God save us. God be with you.
Quick! Go! Oh, Mert! Oh, he's run off again, the little beast. The conciliatory cross. An old memorial to some unfortunate event. This is where Gerda saw the apparition. I don't have a spade. Fresh soil. Someone was digging here recently. It doesn't look like an apparition, Gerda. He didn't take either the coin or the books. So it wasn't a thief. It must be something else he was after.
God be with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends. Sore eyes. Don't rinse your collar. You're drooling all over it. The good Lord gave me eyes, so I used them. Is that such a sin? Ah, thou shalt not covet the titties of your neighbor's daughter.
Jug of wine, thanks.
Aye. Lots of people.
Was soll das heißen?
Greetings to you.
I should get going.
Ein großes Bier, bitte.
A large beer for me.
Endlich Ruhe.
Oof, it still hurts.
Just a moment.
What now?
Davon hätte ich gern noch mehr, bitte.
I'll be right there.
Why is this all sticky?
Look what I have for you.
Well, this doesn't seem too bad.
Track.
What do you need?
What's the hold up? Am I supposed to open my mouth and wait for it to rain?
It happens.
Was machst du? Raus, du Bast. Was wünschst du?
What do you know about the apparition at the cross?
Better ask Gerda at the apothecarist. She's the one what saw it.
I heard that Stanislav saw...
Aye. Yes.
Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
Stop right there! You're in for an ass kicking, you piece of shit! Come on then! Fuck you! Ah! Ah! Ha! You like it? Ah!
You silly doggy.
Greetings.
Gepriesen sei der Herr.
What do you know about...
Better ask.
I heard Stan...
Marry him a few days.
Quick! Quick! Go! Go!
Whoa!
The Conciliatory Cross. A memorial to the unfortunate death of that young man. But I'm more interested in what secrets it conceals now. Fresh soil. Someone was digging here recently. It doesn't look like an apparition, Gerda. didn't take either the coin or the books. So it wasn't a thief. There must be something else he was after.
I wouldn't want that mare if someone gave it to me for free.
Everything all right, eh?
Ka! Ka!
Whoa!
kiss your ass goodbye.
Sick!
Whoa!
Huh. A horse? What's it doing here in the woods? I should take a closer look. beautiful horse. Black as charcoal. The herds boy wasn't lying. And you don't smell of brimstone. You're just an ordinary horse. Someone really did come to see the hermit. But it wasn't the devil. This is the place the innkeeper was talking about. The hermit lives somewhere up here.
get out!
God be with you, Hermit.
I don't have time for you. Go away.
Folk in the village are saying you've made a miraculous recovery. And since then, you won't let anyone near you.
What happened? Nothing happened. I just can't stand all these people coming here and disturbing me. Can't I have a moment's peace?
Judging by what I've heard about you, you're a bit fishy, Hermit.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of talk about you in the village. They say you've made a pact with the devil, and they're summoning demons from hell.
Old wives' tales. What do I care about such nonsense?
But supposing it isn't nonsense?
Of course it is.
The apparition was seen by the conciliatory cross at night.
Old wives' tales.
I went to take a look, and it really is askew. But it wasn't magic that Hellspawn was wielding. It was a shovel. There was a hiding place beneath the cross. And the man digging there at night didn't have time to put the cross back in the right position.
By all the saints! So someone was digging there. What has that to do with me?
There was a brand new cloak of the Knights of the Cross in the hiding place. It's clear that the man doing the digging hid it there, maybe to cover up who he really is. And what he's planning.
I still don't know what you want from me. What have I got to do with some cloak?
I found some pretty interesting documents of the Order.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I reckon you do, Ambrose. According to one of the documents, you were appointed Seneschal of the Knights of the Cross with the Red Star. Or are you going to tell me it was some other Ambrose?
I'm not going to tell you anything. I don't know anything about any document.
The man who took things from the hiding place can't have been some chance thief, because he left a purse full of coin there.
So keep the grosh in, lad, and stop pestering me. It's nothing to do with me.
A few nights ago, a herdsboy saw a black horseman riding to Apollonia. He thought it was an apparition, but I think a demon would have known the road to Apollonia, and wouldn't have spun round and round at the crossroads like a top.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I found a black horse stabled in a pen here, in the woods below the rocks. A well-fed, healthy horse, black as charcoal. The man who rode on it wasn't an apparition, or the devil.
Why are you telling me all this? For God's sake! Stop this nonsense right now.
That's enough. I think there are enough fishy things going on around you for me to tell the bailiff, but you're in luck. All I'm after is that broken sword. So, come clean.
You're wide of the mark. But in the end, maybe you could help.
What do you want help with, Ambrose?
I'm not Ambrose. He died some time ago. I am Conrad, Knight of the Cross with the Red Star.
Ambrose is dead, you said. How did it happen?
He was an old man. Unfortunately, he was already at death's door when I found him.
And you had nothing to do with his death?
Of course not. Ambrose was my friend. I'd known him for 20 years. He was a good member of the Order, and an outstanding teacher.
Ambrose was a member of your order?
More than a member. He was the Seneschal, second in rank only to the Grand Master. He served the Order for many years before getting into a dispute with the Prague chapter and the Inquisition. Then he had to disappear. I was the only one to know where to look for him. But I came too late. All he managed to tell me was his last wish.
What was his last wish?
He wanted me to find the hiding place beneath the conciliatory cross where he'd hidden his past. He sensed that death was coming for him. He wanted me to help settle his affairs. And he also longed to hold his old sword in his hands one last time. I went to his hiding place that very night. But by the time I got back, Ambrose was dead. I put the blade on his grave in place of a cross.
What are you doing in the hermit's hut then?
In Prague, I got into a serious dispute. Ambrose was the only person who could help me. That's why I came to see him.
I'm guessing that the diabolical horseman scaring people round these parts was you.
That was not my intention, believe me.
So the sword is on Ambrose's grave. Will you tell me where I can find it?
You want to disturb his rest?
I just want the sword, that's all. It's no use to him now.
All right. I'll tell you where his grave is, if you fulfill Ambrose's last wish instead of me. I can't do it.
All right. What am I supposed to do?
Listen carefully, then. There's an old widow called Margaret living in the village. Take this cross to her, and say to her exactly these words. Margaret, Ambrose forgives you, but his brother must get what is rightfully his.
Margaret, Ambrose forgives you, but his brother must get what is rightfully his.
That's right.
I hope she'll know what this is about.
Don't worry, she will. Give her the cross, and I'll tell you where you can find the sword. Benedictio Domini sit tecum. God! God!
Whoa! Whoa!
Go!
Whoa! Whoa!
Good day. What would you like?
This might seem strange, but I'm supposed to give you this.
A cross? Mother of God, what is the meaning of this?
Margaret, Ambrose forgives you, but his brother must get what he deserves.
Ambrose? The hermit?
It was his wish that I give you the cross and the message. He said you'd know what it's about.
Oh my God! By all that's holy, it couldn't possibly be him. All those years, I'd lost hope. I never forgave myself. I committed a mortal sin.
Well, I don't know what you did. But this is supposed to be your absolution.
No, there's no absolution. Not yet. You said it yourself. Not until Ambrose's brother gets what he deserves. The bones. They still lie there outside the wall. Help me. His soul must find peace.
All right. I'll help you. But you'll have to tell me more.
Thank you, lad, thank you. But not here. We must go to the graveyard. That's where my curse lies.
Let's go then. There's no time to waste.
Here it is.
What does the graveyard have to do with absolution?
Hold on. Not so fast. I'll tell you everything. First, tell me, are you afraid of the dead?
It's the living I'm more afraid of than the dead.
One should fear the dead. But in the end, it's probably a good thing that you have no fear. You see, one poor soul is waiting for redemption. For years and years.
Ah, I get it now. Ambrose's brother has to get what he deserves. This is about the soul of Ambrose's brother.
His name was Jan. He lies outside the graveyard wall, buried without rites. He's been there for 30 years.
Why doesn't he have a proper grave?
Because suicides can't enter the kingdom of heaven. They have to be buried outside the walls, like the unclean. The worst thing about it is that Jan didn't kill himself. He didn't deserve such a dishonourable burial, and it's my fault. I said nothing.
What happened to him?
The memories are painful. We were childhood friends, and Jan loved me. Only I chose his friend Vashek over him. He couldn't get over the rejection. So he lay in wait for Vashek one evening.
And Vashek killed him?
It was an accident. They quarrelled. Jan drew his sword first, and Vashek had to defend himself. Apparently, they got close to the cliff edge while they were fighting, and Jan fell. When they found his body at the bottom of the cliff, people thought he'd killed himself. The only one who didn't believe it was Jan's brother.
Did you see it? Were you there?
No, but I believed my Vashek. He would never have lied to me. It pained him till the day he died, and he lived in fear of Jan's brother creeping up behind him one day and taking his revenge. In the end, that fear ate him up from inside.
Why didn't Ambrose avenge his brother Jan's death? He must have realised that you two were involved in it.
He went away to Prague and joined an order of knights. He didn't want revenge, most likely. He let us live in peace.
But then he came back and became a hermit in Apollonia. It never occurred to you that it was him?
No. His name was Adam before, but he changed it to Ambrose. Besides, he got old. And I don't go to the cliffs much.
Ah, the conciliatory cross where they saw the apparition. That's to commemorate Jan.
His brother Ambrose had it built there. And those diabolical apparitions. It's my fault for saying nothing. God is punishing me for my sins.
Nonsense. God wouldn't use a diabolical apparition to scare you, would he? And what's more, Ambrose forgave you, didn't he?
Only on the condition that Jan's bones will be laid to rest in consecrated ground. Help me lay him to rest in a proper grave, please.
But without telling the priest and gravedigger. Isn't that sacrilege?
That's the only way we can put right a terrible mistake. Jan didn't kill himself.
All right. We'll give him a proper burial. Jan's soul has the right to eternal rest.
Thank you. The Lord will pay you back 100-fold. There's a rose bush outside the graveyard wall. You'll find his bones beneath it. Please bury him beside my Vashek. Here, beneath the pine tree. In that way they'll be reconciled, at least in death. Then place Ambrose's cross on his grave to bless their reconciliation. Hail Mary. Full of grace.
Stay. Heel! Sit. Stay. Your journey ends here, Jan. I don't know what you have on your conscience. But rest in peace. I don't know much about prayer in these situations, but... Our Father, there are many sinners in this world, but in the end, we all face your judgment for what we should have done, but lacked the courage to do. So forgive me this little sacrilege. You know better than anyone that it was the right thing to do. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven, and deliver us from evil. Amen. Mutt, come here!
Good to see you.
Hey! Do you want that horse to trample?
Hey! You nearly ran into me!
Go!
Whoa! Whoa! Ambrose's brother Jan,
I saw that.
and yours too, Margaret.
30 years. I thought about it every day.
It's all right now. You did the right thing. Everything else is beyond the law of man.
I'd like to reward you somehow.
I expect you wouldn't want anyone to hear about all this, right?
Well, if you... Will you keep it to yourself?
All right. I'll accept the coin, and that'll be the end of it.
Thank you again for your help. God be with you, Henry. Farewell.
Go!
Oh!
Go! Quick! Ka! Go!
Whoa! Whoa!
Listen, we need help.
Who are you? And who do you serve?
We are Knights of the Cross with the Red Star. Good brothers in Christ. I'll explain everything, but there's no time now. We have to act fast. Our brother Glesgan is dying. The crazy fool shot him. Help us.
All right. We'll have a quiet talk. What happened?
If you're going to see the hermit, be warned. The man in the hut is just pretending to be the hermit. His name is Conrad, and he's a fraud and a murderer. The Inquisition paid him to murder our Grandmaster Zdenek in Prague. Fortunately, God did not let him carry out the crime. But 2 of our brothers were killed by Conrad when they tried to detain him.
And I see a third one will soon join them.
He was just about to flee from here as well. We took him by surprise, but he had time to grab that damned crossbow and shoot Glesgan. By the Virgin Mary, help us. We have to catch him.
You're a knight of an order?
Yes, I am... We take care of the sick. You have to help us.
Did Conrad really want to flee?
Yes. He almost got away.
Why should I get mixed up?
I'll pay you. Otherwise, we won't have a chance against his crossbow in that gore.
That swine tried to deceive me. He mustn't get away.
God, thank you. Try to get close unseen, and set fire to the haystack on the right-hand side of the yard. Then his crossbow will be useless. But do it quickly, before he gets away.
Oh, God. Mary. Mary. Oh, please.
Ora pro nobis.
No.
Hey, stop right there.
Enough! I give up!
Good to see you.
Pour me one.